Good day, everyone. Tim from Timber Visions here. So today I'm out in my garage, and I'm going to try seeing if this little diesel heater will raise the temperature in my garage. So I already have it running. Let's put down some heat. The issue is I have to crack the door to send the exhaust out, and I can definitely feel air coming from underneath the door. So I don't know if there's a better way to do this. If the walk-in door would be better or what. But we're gonna try it here. I have some things to do out here in the garage, do some organizing and stuff. So I'm just gonna let this run while I'm out here organizing. And I think that we'll get an idea of how much it raises the temperature, if at all. So I'll show you. Right now, 39 degrees outside right now. So not super cold, but it's definitely colder in here, I think, than 39. I'm waiting for my thermometer to stabilize. I'll show you exactly what the temperature is out here right now. So I don't know if it's leveled off yet or not, but that's the lowest I've seen so far, 42.8. If it goes lower, I will let you know. 41.7 degrees Fahrenheit. I think we've stabilized. The time is, we'll say 9:30. So in an hour, I'll come back. We'll see what the temperature is. Normally, this is what I use to heat my garage from out here working. One of these radiant kerosene heaters. This whole front end, I've done a video on it before, but that whole front end will glow orange. And there is a fan that blows. It kicks out quite a bit of heat, and it heats things up out here pretty fast. However, the combustion is into this area, so it also brings a lot of moisture with it too. So I'll notice a lot of condensation on my tools and things like that. Where this little guy should reduce that, because the combustion happens in the chamber and then you're just moving air, heating up air and blowing it in here. Now there are ways to get heat from the exhaust also. So if this thing without that raises up the temperature out here, that will give me the incentive to maybe chase that and do like a heat reclaim on the exhaust as well, and set up a permanent little heater out here. So if I'm working out here, I can turn it on and it'll heat up the garage. Like I said before, we'll come back in an hour. 41.4 is what it is now. So we'll come back in an hour and see if we're still going down or if we're going up. All right, so it's been 10 minutes and we're down to 40.6. So definitely not raising the temperature yet. It's been 20 minutes and I saw it at 40.6 at one point, and now it's up to 40.8. So we've finally quit going down and started going back up. So we'll be back. Also, I do want to show I put some boards along there to kind of fill that crack, and then up here as well. I mean, it's not sealed up tight, but it's about as close to when the door is closed as I can get. And she's still kicking out some heat. I mean, it feels warm. We'll see. I'm hopeful, but realistic here. I also want to be quite truthful here. This is not an insulated garage. And this is a 2-stall garage, and I have a 3rd stall attached. But there's just a doorway between this part of the garage and that part of the garage. So mostly just heating this 2-stall, but there is a doorway to that as well. But I have the thermometer probably 20 feet away from the heater in the direction that the heater's blowing. So it's probably helping it more than anything. This thermometer is slow as can be. it is really slow on changing the temperatures. I might go get my heat gun and just do some spot checks here and there. Okay, so I'm gonna just shoot the side of the sawhorse right below the thermometer, and that's reading 38.8, 39, 39.2, 39. So yeah, the sawhorse, which is right below the thermometer, is reading that. The air temperature now is 41.9, so that has come up some. If I shoot the floor, it's like 32 degrees. The floor. So I mean, it is cold in here. Don't get me wrong, it is definitely cold in here. But we'll kind of go by what the sawhorse is and the air temp from here on out. And I doubt we'll heat up the floor by any means, but definitely something to kind of give us an idea of how this little diesel heater is doing. All right, so it's been 45 minutes since we started, and it did dip down to, what was it, 40.6. So it's come up 3.1 degrees, more or less. This has gone from 38 to 41. So we're not gaining really fast. Like I said, there's a lot of heat going out in the exhaust on this thing. So I shoot the exhaust, it's at 300 and some degrees, and that's what insulation on. So like half the heat is literally going right out the exhaust. This is like what, 280 on that. So there's a lot of heating potential just going right out the exhaust. So I could potentially double my heating by running that through like a car radiator with a fan on the back and pushing that air, the heated air into the garage. Something I'm considering. But I'll be back when we hit the 1 hour mark, and we'll see how much it's warmed up in here. One thing I do want to add about this, it does have Bluetooth and an app, so you can actually control it via Bluetooth. So that's pretty sweet. You can switch the mode, which mode switches it auto, and it's going to slow down, so I'm not going to do that. Or you can go into the settings, select the language, and the password is 1234, just in case you wanted to know that. But then you can speed up and slow down in manual mode. So it's showing that it's got 12.7 amps right now and 215 degrees Celsius. And then level 10 is what it's on right now. So it's cranked all the way up as high as it'll go. I don't know what the 12 Celsius up here is, if that's actual temperature that is showing in here. And I don't know if this is my elevation. I don't know. I'll have to do a little research and see what that is, because I don't know. I click on it and it doesn't do anything. But it was really easy. I just hit scan device. It showed up. I clicked on it, tapped on it, and it brought it right up. So I'll see what 12 degrees Celsius is. See if that's what it is in here. Currently, the thermometer is showing 44.1. So we have come up almost 4 degrees. And it's 10:24. So we got 6 minutes to go. But anyway, I just wanted to show that there is an app for this thing as well. So that's kind of handy. if you're away from it, a distance, you could, like, I don't know, maybe start from inside the house and get things warming up for you. I don't know. That could potentially happen because you can start and stop with this button here. But I'll be back in 6 minutes. We'll see what the temperature is. So I don't know if this is elevation or not. If it is elevation, it's reading incorrectly by a couple 100 feet, which I don't know. This is like 53, 54 degrees Fahrenheit. So I don't know if it isn't that warm in here. I don't know, maybe where the remote is, it's that warm. I'm not sure. But yeah, the elevation here is about 1,400 feet. So I'm a dumb, and I was trying to switch it to Fahrenheit while I was running and accidentally shut it off. So then it does like a self-check, and now it's doing the ignition preparation. So, and we've lost about 10 or not 10 a degree since that quit running. So it definitely is putting heat in here. I don't know if it's enough to heat it well in here, but with it off, the temperature's dropping. So I mean, it definitely was making a difference. But yeah, it's doing the ignition preparation right now. It's kind of cool because it all shows up on the app as it switches. Because you can definitely hear when it pumps. Oh, there it goes. Start pumping. Oh, I can hear flame. So the fan's starting to speed up, and the pump's starting to speed up. We're down to 42.8 out here now. Definitely made a difference when it shut off. So it's like 39 degrees outside. Just, it's not that much of a difference outside, but the concrete in here is 32 degrees. So, or 35 degrees. So that's going to cool things down in here. I can't believe the concrete changed that much. But yeah, so that's starting to speed up again. It still says ignition preparation, so it'll be interesting to see at what point it says that it's just firing. I would say we raised it about 4 degrees in here. I'm not gonna run it for another hour. So I guess as long as it has 12-volt power to it, you should be able to start it with the app, which is pretty cool actually. I do think you could have it in a way in which it could heat a 2-stall garage, probably not an uninsulated one like I have, but maybe if I run a radiator with the exhaust to a radiator, it could put out enough heat to warm things up out here. I don't know if it would heat it, but it would definitely warm things up if I was going to come out and do something out here, do a little work or whatever. Above freezing, basically all I need. When I'm out here, it's not like I need it super warm, but I'm going to fire up the kerosene heater, which puts off a lot of fumes and stuff, but I just want to show the difference between the two on the same day. So, kind of a comparisons, they're not, it's not apples to apples, but they're both the type of heat that we could use in the garage here. So stick with me. I'll get that thing running, and we already have a thermometer and everything out here. So we'll do a quick test. Okay, so here it is. This got the same fuel as the other one had in it. Switch it on. And a lot of times you'll see a big puff of smoke when it first lights off. Which of course has an aroma to it, but it didn't puff too bad there. So 42.6 right now. 42.6 and 10:43. We'll give it 15 minutes and I'll come back and show you the temperature. I mean, look at that thing, it just glows red, you know. And I can feel the radiant heat from here, you know, it literally puts off radiant heat. Like my back right now is cold because it radiates heat towards you. Doesn't heat the air necessarily. It's more whatever's facing it is warmed up. Which I've used this thing outside, like when I got my sawmill. Storm and I were working on that one day, and it was like 30 degrees out and not very sunny. And we brought this thing out and plugged it in, and it made it comfortable. You know, it made it feel like the sun was out that day. You know, the side away from it didn't feel heat, but you know, the side towards it, you could feel that radiant heat coming off of it. So it's a different kind of heater. So I don't know if it will raise the air temperature in here that much or not. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Like I said, I'm gonna give it 15 minutes. You know, at 11 o'clock, I'll come back and we'll look at the difference here. But okay, so it's been about 15 minutes, we'll say, and the temperature in here is 46 now, and I think it was 42.6 or something like that. So almost in 15 minutes, this thing raised the temperature as much as the little diesel heater did in an hour. And look at that. That's what I mean by radiant heat. That is reading 52 now. It was like 38 earlier. So, I mean, you really feel the heat coming from this thing. But it's putting the exhaust into the space that you're in. So you definitely don't want to use this in a tightly sealed area. My garage is not tightly sealed. But even then, it's like, might want to be careful because all that exhaust is coming in here. Now, I have used diesel in this before, and it smokes considerably more with diesel compared to kerosene. Kerosene is what's in it right now, and after 1 year running on diesel, and you're always smelling, there's extra stuff in diesel, like for lubrication of running a vehicle. All that's getting burned, and I think that's part of why it stinks so bad. And it also, when it's super cold, it doesn't light up unless you heat the air that's coming into this. So I will start up my little heat gun and point it at the back side here where the air comes in. I just kind of aim it here while it's going through the light mode. So I think for just a quick and dirty heating it up out here, this is the way to go. I would like to, play around the diesel heater, and I might get one in the future here. But I'm just telling you, if you have a 2-stall garage or a 3-stall garage, a larger space, and it's not insulated, the diesel heater is probably not your best option, because this thing really kicks out the heat. I mean, it's 46.6, and I've been talking for what, a minute or two. Hold on. Switch in the back, it cuts the fuel off. And then that fan runs for like 5 minutes. And it still continues to kick off heat. You get a little smell, a little bit of unburnt fuel. But basically, it cools things off before that fan shuts off in the back. And you definitely want to keep it running. Don't unplug it during that time because it'll damage your unit. So I just kind of wanted to show that what it looks like when it shuts down. So hopefully this video gave you a little bit of insight if you're looking into, heat your garage, on what might work best for you. Thank you for watching my video. Until next time, be safe, folks.